Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Disco Shaman TV. Let me introduce you our guest, Seva. How are you, bro?
Good, thanks.
Is that how I say your name?
Yeah.
Seva?
Sev.
Sev? Cool.
Yeah.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Sev. Seva Mozhaev. I come from the motherland.
Motherland?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Migrated here when I was 7 with my mother, and been here since I could remember. Moved to Chaudhry when I was a teenager. My mum got a job there as a teacher, and did my high school there. So I got a bit of country life in me. Then moved to Perth to play footy.
Okay.
Wanted to be an AFL player.
Yeah.
Got up to the waffle level, and then at about 24, I was like, I should really look into other things just in case. Got my school teaching degree, and went to uni. Got my school teaching degree, and at the age of 27, I got some colossal, catastrophic injuries in my footy career.
What happened?
Did my ACL first, 2 years prior, and then the last one was an ankle. Someone landed on my ankle, and it was a really bad bone break. It wasn't a sprain. So I decided to quit then and there. Didn't want to do more rehab. Thought, okay, I have 6 months left of my degree in teaching. I'll heal up. I'll quit footy and do that. Had a camera in my hands after my initial injury of ACL reconstruction. I couldn't do anything for 12 months, so started taking photos. And picked up that for hobby, fell in love with it, and then what happened was, school teacher, the kids, I wanted to hack their attention. So anything I could do to figure out how to hack their attention.
Well, you need that with kids, right? Like they're all over the place.
So I couldn't come in and just give them the lesson. I had to hack their attention. I had to get their trust. I had to get them to buy in. So I have a sneaker collection, wore a different pair every day. They loved that. They were invested. And then some classes I would just share my photos I'd take over on the weekend, and that was cool. And then they were playing Fortnite or Minecraft, and I'd be playing as well. I know all the lingo. And then they were on Snapchat, but Snapchat's a different one. But then TikTok came around. So I got on TikTok, created some videos and left it. And I was like, not for me. I just rather take photos. And then the kids found my profile, and I thought, that was quick. And then I made some more.
You know how kids are, man. I was always looking at my teachers' profiles too, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they randomly found my TikTok just naturally.
Yeah.
So I put more videos up, just making fun of everyday school things, making fun of my height, being 6'10", as you can see.
Yeah.
And that went viral. Blew up to like 30, 40, 50,000 followers. And during the time, this is 2019, did my photography, got more into the wedding photography, and thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a crack in 2020 just by myself. Just know I'm going to leave the school system for 12 months to see how I go. Because, doing something I can really, really love, see what happens. And at the same time, my TikTok was still blowing up, and I thought, okay, I'm going to start telling people that I'm a wedding photographer on TikTok. I managed to get 2 bookings within 2 days of doing that. And I had no idea that would happen, because I thought that TikTok was mostly lip syncing and dancing for kids, not someone that's ready to get married and spend a couple grand on a wedding photographer.
Yeah.
But I was wrong. So I doubled down on that and booked out for 2 years. And then whilst 2020 happened, obviously COVID happened, I decided to go back to school system for a bit, just to tick it over, because there was no weddings at the time. Fortunately, obviously in Perth, things moved along quickly, so that was very fortunate for us. And by the end of 2020, I had left the school system completely, booked out for 2 years, consecutive years, and did that. And now I'm getting bombarded from people on LinkedIn asking me how I did it, and can I teach them how they can leverage TikTok and other social media, and just attention, how to hack attention for their brand. So I'm a brand business company consultant for whatever they're trying to sell.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's sick. That's
it's
awesome.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll bring you into our first question.
Okay. Oh, that's a very cool book.
It's got a story to it, eh?
Yeah.
It's like leather and like. Anyways, all right. What is the secret to hacking people's attention?
So you have to know their pain points.
Okay.
You have to know their interests. You have to know what the trends are, the cultural trends, not the trend of the day or the trend of the week or even the trend of the month, but like the cultural, the seasonal, or the years, what's happening in the culture.
Elaborate on that. What do you mean by
So
like...
for kids, for example,
Okay.
the sneakers. Why are they enjoying sneakers? Because they are associated with someone like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's the hero. He's the ambassador. He's the brand ambassador for Nike to sell the sneaker. That's why the sneaker was sold.
Okay.
He got people's attention through his skill of basketball. And people had they wanted to live vicariously through him. They couldn't be him. They couldn't be like Mike. But they could wear his shoes. And that was close
They can
enough.
have a bit of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the same with anybody else. Like if you're doing something interesting, it's not going to be interesting for everybody. But if you understand where your audience is and where their attention is, you can bring that audience to go, hey, you guys are all interested in this. Well, I do it. Here's some examples. But most people do that wrong because they come in going, hey, look at me, please notice me. You like this, so therefore you should like me. No, you need to come in with a few different pillars. One is authority building, showing people what you do, and also just a passion, showcasing the passion and the understanding. And then, proof of concept as well.
What's the difference between showing people what you do and showing off? This is something that quite a lot of people can get stuck in.
Yeah.
Because I come up with my relationship coaching clients, people come to me and they're like, oh, I don't want to be a show-off. But I'm like, hey, you're actually excellent in your craft. You need to show people that.
Yeah.
You need to command that authority of yours.
Yeah.
And they don't want to do it. And they want to kind of hide in the shadows, which then it ends up resulting in a very poor quality of life because they're not being themselves.
Yeah.
And they're not getting what they deserve, which is financial freedom, happiness, joy, whatever it is they want.
So my suggestion to people is whatever it is that has your interest, just do that. No matter who's watching you, no matter who's saying to you, you're doing it wrong or you suck. And also on the other side, all those people are going, great work, you're doing so well, you're amazing, oh, you're the GOAT. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing your thing. And if you're doing your thing, you're not showing off, you're just living your life. And if the people that say that you come across as a show pony, whatever, that's their problem. Like I'm going around with my shirt on, 6'10", right? And I get comments online going, oh, your only personality trait is your height. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I can see every concert that I go to, every music festival I go to, I get to see the whole thing.
True.
I'm not smelling someone's farts or in someone's armpits.
Unless he's like 7'10", the guy, which is very rare. Very rare.
Embrace what you have.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what you haven't paid attention or you haven't tried enough things. So difference between showing what I have and showing off is showing what I have in confidence because I believe in it. Because I believe in it, I'm not showing off. I'm just believing in what I have. I'm compassionate. I'm honed in. I've got a tunnel vision of what it is that I do for myself first and foremost.
Yeah. It's almost like a peacock, right? Like,
Yeah.
what does a peacock do in order to attract a mate? It shows its feathers.
Yeah.
And it was designed that way to do it. And even in the animal kingdom, like, what do lions do? They go to battle, the males. They show their strength. It's like, I feel like there's a part of ourselves that is disconnected to our animalistic nature because we think of it as a bad thing, but it's like, no, we're part of nature. Let's reclaim our natural gifts, talents, and embody them.
Yeah.
Walk like we got it.
Yeah.
Act like we got it.
But for some reason, what we do is sit in a cubicle all day instead, and that deteriorates us and keeps us in check, quote unquote, which isn't the way to do it. And I think that people need to really take a look at what they love And even if they can't find something, if you don't have feathers, if you don't have a mane like a lion does, if you're not blessed with height, which is still something, you know, they say girls like taller guys. Okay, well, what else do you have to offer? Don't disregard yourself because you're not tall enough. It's the same with Nate Robinson, the basketball player. He's well below the average height of an NBA player. Still made it.
Is he the one that got knocked out by Jake Paul?
Yeah.
You've been following that?
Yeah. Not really. I've been really just pushing my own stuff.
Yeah.
I am aware of it.
Yeah, he had a fight with Anderson Silva recently.
Yeah. They made a bet that if Jake Paul won, then they would start a fighters association to get better pay and more. I love that.
Dude, I got mad respect for the guy. Like, the guy is hacking the matrix, regardless of the way he's doing it. And it's crazy to see that, you know, people still don't want to give him the respect that he deserves. Like, they'll still call him out, saying, like, you're not fighting a real boxer, this and that.
Yeah, but what are those people doing? Who are those people?
They're projecting their insecurities.
Yeah.
The dangerous part is this. If a person like Jake Paul doesn't have the self-awareness of, like, looking at these comments and being like, man, this isn't about me. This is about the person. They can get caught up in those comments of, like, because people can be nasty. They can put out some really dark and insidious stuff to bring you down on social media. It's like, how do you deal with that when you've got such a big following? Like, 1.2 million people on your TikTok is a massive following.
It is.
Consider the largest stadium on the planet in North Korea, 150,000 people.
Yeah. So
you got a stadium of 1.2 million people. It's like, how do you deal with it?
Well, firstly, these are just vanity metrics.
Yeah.
1.2 million isn't 1.2 million. The engagement rate for me is about 12 to 14%.
Okay.
Of the out of the views that I get.
It's still 140 grand. That's a lot of people.
I average less than 100,000 views now.
How much of those 100,000 people would you reckon would be your friends? Like
below 1%.
Below 1%. That's still 1,000. That's a lot of friends.
Still a lot of friends.
Still a lot of fucking friends.
I have, every time I go somewhere, someone recognizes me, wants a photo. It's great.
Yeah.
It's cool. But it's a transaction.
Yeah, true. In what way?
Hey, I've seen you on TikTok. I want to take a photo with you. Why do you want to take a photo? Because I'm famous to them.
Does it get annoying after a while? Like,
it doesn't get annoying. Like, I still embrace it and give them the moment. What I'm trying to say is they miss out on the real moment, and that moment is human interaction.
True.
One of the primal needs of human beings is a sense of belonging. And, you know, and that's how you hack attention as well. You provide someone with a sense of belonging, they'll give you their world. They'll invest in you. They'll pay attention to you. Like, it's like these little things that you can do inside your content where you can have like inside jokes, and only a small minority of people. I cooked that completely. A small amount of people would understand.
So you make it very personal. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
And you just do that in different pain points and go from there. But yeah, the 1.2 million thing is cool. But again, it's at the end of the day, like, how do you base your life off of success? Like, how do you succeed? Some people say it's how many people rock up to your funeral, or how many weeks, months, years are you talked after you leave this world. That's the more important thing. And what I'm trying to say with the 1.2 million is, and this is where I want to pivot, if I can get those 1,000 people, those friends, and helped change their lives for the better through my content, that's awesome. Even 10 of those people, even one of those people, because money can't buy that experience.
I know what you mean. When I get some random come up to me in the street, or like just someone message me, like, bro, thanks for putting that out there.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, you changed the way that I see my relationship or
Yeah.
myself. I'm like, it just feels great. Like, it's like an internal drug high you kind of get. It's like a dopamine release. You're like, man.
Yeah.
And it's motivating because you keep wanting to go.
And that dopamine hit is much better than the one I get if I make people laugh.
So you got gradations and qualities of dopamine highs.
Yeah. But I'm not
It's like having a cocaine story.
Yeah.
It's like, this is like the Colombian, this is the Ecuadorian cocaine.
I'm not disregarding comedians. They're
Yeah,
amazing. I love it. But laughter is an instant holiday.
Okay.
When you finish laughing, you're back into it. So you have to keep laughing to stay on that holiday. That's why people go on TikTok and scroll for hours, because they want to stay on that holiday. They want to put themselves in that world where they're just watching someone else do something. That's why people watch sports. They themselves aren't good enough to play the sport, but they want to embrace themselves in that team that's hopefully successful, or you're a bandwagoner. But why do they do that? A sense of belonging. They have a sense of belonging. They feel like they're part of the team. You didn't win the championship, they did. But because you've been supporting them...
You tell them that? Like, you break the reality?
No, I don't tell them directly.
No, I know what you mean. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, you're at a game and you just tell them, you're like, you didn't really win, bro.
No. No. But no, I don't ruin people's highs. Like, you get high off however you want. Like,
Yeah,
whatever
I know
you
what
want
you
to
mean.
do. I've got this thing, right? People, like when I was a school teacher, the common office thing is footy tipping. So there's footy tipping and you talk about, who's going to win and stuff. And Friday comes along, your job's finished, and it's game day. It's weekend. It's footy. And it's just like, yes, 2 days off. I do whatever. Monday morning comes along, you're back on, and all you do is talk about the footy. Oh, how good's that team? Oh, I got 9 out of 9 games correctly. I'm so good. I'm doing better. And if you're one of your office friends' teams is your rival, you're versing each other, it gets a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
You're no longer in reality. You're in a different space. You're watching sports. And then that's fine. Escapism, right? There's different ways to escape reality: drugs, film, the arts, sport, social media. Why do people do it? Because they themselves don't have anything better to do, because they don't know that they can do it. And I want to help them. I want to help people realize that there's more to life than living vicariously through someone else. Mm-hmm. There's more to life than just being comfortable. Because what happens when you're 80 years old? You're going to look back and go, man, I didn't really do much. Is that a bad thing? I don't know. We can have a few different rabbit holes we can go down.
Yeah. Well, there's always going to be the people that look back and be like, man, I didn't do much. And what is much? Like, what are you actually meant to do? Like, this is something that I've fallen into also. Like, you set certain goals, you reach those goals, and then you set another goal, and you miss the point of enjoying that goal that you already achieved, and you just set another higher goal, and then you go into this little loophole of just setting goals, and next thing you know, you're like 70, 80, and you're like, dude, I've gotten everything that I ever wanted to do. I've gotten all the goals, I've achieved everything, but I still don't feel fulfilled.
Exactly.
So it's like, this brings us to the second question.
Oy.
What's your meaning of life?
To enjoy the time passing by.
To enjoy the time passing by. How do you do that?
Mindfulness.
Okay.
Cleaning your room.
Cleaning your room.
Mentally. And being able to detach yourself from the fast-paced world. That's mindfulness as well. And I'm struggling all the time because I'm grinding. I'm in the trenches.
Yeah.
It's day one. But my end goal is escaping the rat race, which will give me more freedom to do that more regularly.
What would you be doing once you've escaped the rat race?
I don't know. Whatever. I could be potentially keep doing what I'm doing to really make sure that even if stocks, stocks aside, shares aside, society collapse aside, you need to know your basic costs of living. And for most people, it's not that much. Compare it to the third world country, it's a very, very small amount. But let's say to live comfortably in Australia and have kids and also travel once a year, you need about $6,000 a month. And people can go, oh, fuck that. No, you need to know more. You need more than that. No, but why?
Yeah.
Oh, just in case. I'm like, yeah, but what if that 6,000's coming in for nothing because the dividends are paying from the shares?
Yeah, yeah. So there's no time
There's no time. There's
going
no
towards achieving that goal.
No. And once that goal is achieved, from there, I will be, and this is just my belief, I'll be able to go, right, I can keep doing what I'm doing or change if I want to. And there'll be other goals I'll be setting, but there's no risk. I can do it completely out of love. And people can argue, why don't you do it out of love now? Well, no, ask them. What are you doing? Do you love your job? Do you love what you do? Truly, truly, truly? You're 20 years old. You're about to start mining FIFO. No disrespect to FIFO. 5 years from now, will you still love it? Yeah, money's really good. That's not what I asked. I didn't ask what's so good about FIFO. I asked what do you love about it. Most people get to 40, 50, they have a midlife crisis because they've done the same thing for forever.
Yeah.
And I'm telling them, that's not what you want to be. You want to, what can you do? What would you do for the rest of your life if money wasn't an object? If you got paid, if everything was paid for, all your living expenses and everything, what would you do? For me, it would be to help other people realize that. It's like a selfish first, and then you become selfless because you're trying to figure it out yourself. You're trying to get to that point, and then you're going, sweet, I'm free.
Well, you got to set the foundation.
Yeah.
Right? And
you got to have the proof of concept.
Yeah.
So I've seen the proof of concept. My mentors are all financially free, and they are just living their best lives. They're not gambling. They're not doing all this ridiculous stuff. They're not overextending themselves. They're actually very frugal still.
Yeah.
Because it's embedded in their habits, and that's how they stay wealthy. For me, wealth is, financial freedom. Yeah. It's not billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I love practicing is like I go into this mental framework and I tell myself, what will I be doing once I've made it? So everyone's got their specific idea of what they'll be doing when they made it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what mine would be.
And then I go into like the minutiae of it. So what would I be doing more? I'd actually be walking in parks more.
Oh, yeah.
And funny thing enough is 95% of the things that I would be doing once I've reached the status that I want to reach, I can do them now. We generally like to create blocks in our head because we're like, oh, I'd actually be flying to Venice, and over there I'd be, sitting with models that I have, that would be adoring me. But realistically, look at the energetics of what that feeling is. Venice is like you traveling to a completely new location. Models is like feeling loved and appreciated. You can do that here right now. You can go down to like a new part of Rockingham and feel those same emotions because you're like, man, I've never explored this part before. This kind of feels like Venice. There's like alleyways, whatever it is. But get closer on feeling those emotions and not waiting for like that point in the future to feel like I've finally made it.
That's it.
Like bring it into your day-to-day practice.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm learning more of how to do. It's like, all right, man, what would I actually be doing? And a lot of it is like setting that foundation first.
Yeah.
And then just enjoying.
I would probably make more of the videos that I originally started making as a creator.
Okay.
For fun.
Yeah.
And I would just do that.
What was the style of those videos?
Oh, just skits, random ideas.
Random ideas, yeah. I love doing random stuff.
Come back to like the comedic side of it.
Yeah.
But I'd still push the educational side.
It's got to have a message.
Yeah. It's got to have a thing attached to it. And people say, why don't you do that now? You did it so well at the start. I'm like, yeah, but at the moment I feel like I need to or want to escape the rat race.
Why don't you do one, like a week? Something that's very manageable?
I do.
Okay.
I do interviews. Those are fun. I do random little ideas, but I'm not fulfilled from them anymore.
Must be a deeper calling then.
Yes.
I got a random question for you. Let's go to question 3.
Question number 3.
Who would win in a fight? A Mike Tyson or a silverback gorilla?
A silverback
Full-grown silverback gorilla. This thing's raw, bro.
I mean,
440 pounds.
the gorilla, without a doubt.
You reckon?
Yeah, first round knockout.
You reckon? Tyson's, bro, he's in his prime. He's angry. He's raging. He's got that father trauma burbling up. He's ready to go.
He's not 400 pounds though.
But he's quick.
Yeah.
He's got skill.
But that gorilla is absolutely just there to survive. I mean, so is Tyson.
Yeah.
I feel like the animal kingdom is the only thing that we as humans have is that emotional intelligence, whereas the animals, they have primal instincts to just survive. I mean, we have that too, but we have that emotional intelligence.
What about 2 Mike Tysons? That's 200 kilos, then that's okay. That's equivalent weight.
It really depends on
the gorilla's pissed. You just taking his grapes.
Yeah,
He's hungry.
Yeah, I think it's like I'm thinking too scientifically about this, but I can just imagine punching a gorilla and just going, well, I don't give a shit. And I feel that Mike Tyson's more vulnerable for that, even though he's been hit very hard multiple times by many, many different men, but not gorillas.
The gorilla's also got teeth.
Yeah.
And it'll bite.
Oh, so we're allowed to do that? Yeah.
Dude, there's no rules. It's like
he'd get ripped up straight up.
Even 2 Mike Tysons. You reckon?
Yeah. 3, let's see what happens. But you've seen those simulators where there's like 1 million zombies versus like 4 John Wicks or something?
Nah, I seen this video of a gorilla dragging an African man into the bush.
Yeah.
It was so funny though. The guy's like a cameraman. He's just recording, and this gorilla just randomly walking
He didn't
past.
die, did he?
No. This gorilla's randomly just walking past. It grabs the African guy's leg, and he just waddles over into the bush with him. And this guy's just like panicking, like shitting himself.
I saw a video recently. They're opening up a big snake, anaconda must have been or whatever.
Was it like a deer in there or something?
No, a human.
A human?
Yeah.
Alive?
No.
Oh, no.
Dead lady, older lady. She got swallowed up.
What a death. I would love to experience... No, I don't want to say that because I don't want it to happen, but I'd love to know how she experienced it.
Oh, she probably would have got suffocated, or the venom would have got to her, and then the snake would have been like, all right, now she's not moving, it's time to eat. I don't think you would have been able to be eaten alive as a snake. You'd be able to...
Yeah, you'd have to... Yeah,
unless you're constricted, right?
Yeah, you'd have to kill it first and then take it in. Wild, bro. Animal Kingdom's crazy. Last question. If you could be one animal in the animal kingdom, what animal would you be and why?
I definitely need wings so I can fly.
Cool. A bird.
Yeah, I would be a bird.
I think you'd be a big bird though. Like
What type of bird? Maybe an eagle?
Yeah, fuck yeah, bro.
I'd be an eagle.
I'm an eagle guy.
Yeah. Eagle or a falcon.
Yes.
I don't know enough about birds. But yeah.
Have you seen the condor?
No.
That's a big bird.
Big one?
It's like a phoenix. It's huge.
I would aim for a bird that has a long life, that migrates often, that eats well.
Eats well.
And has very minimal predators.
Eagle, man.
Eagle, yeah.
Eagle and the falcon.
Yeah.
Apparently those peregrine falcons can do like 370 kilometers nosediving.
Perfect.
It's faster
That's me.
It's faster than most Ferraris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A land animal, maybe a cheetah.
Cheetah.
But knowing more about cheetahs than birds, it's not as sustainable. It's a bit more of a do or die out there. With birds, it's a little bit more, let's see where it's around. And then just surprise attack from above. But cheetahs, they have to really make sure they're onto it. And
Locked in.
If they use all that energy to do that sprint, being the fastest land animal, and they don't get the kill, shit's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Guys, connect with Sev. I'll drop all his links on the bottom. Awesome guy, excellent energy, and thank you very much for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Take care. All the best.
Good, thanks.